The Southern Cameroon National Council UK, SCNC UK, held the Gala Night on the 29th of June 2019. This is to bring awareness to what is currently going on with the English-speaking side, titled The Force of Argument, Not the Argument of the Force. Good evening and welcome to the Marketplace. It's your girl Phoebe Dadu presenting live right here at Harren Gate. We are actually standing, making history right now because the Southern Cameroon National Council will gather here today, this evening, right here, to give an awareness of what is actually happening, the crisis that's going on in Cameroon these days. And this is the actual speaking country. This is the English-speaking side of Cameroon. They are actually seeking to get their own independence from the French-speaking nation. And we have the keynote speaker coming in today to give his first take on how he plans to take this country forward into the future. And that's the Honorable WIRBAA, the WIRBAA force coming in today to give his own side, and we're going to interview him to see what he has planned to take these people forward and what the people of the Cameroon can take from him and learn and gather together to take this force forward. So let us go in and see what this is all about.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Good evening.
Thank you so much for coming to this awareness. I'm going to call it awareness because we want people at home to know what is going on in Southern Cameroon crisis right now.
Thank you.
Please give us an insight of what you feel that the way forward is for the people.
I think our people are in a lot of trouble. I've been describing it that we have a case of a stolen state, which we want to take back. And the way forward can only be organizing and coming together and, forming such a very, very strong force that can, overturn the tables. Because when people want freedom, there's a lot they have to give to get it.
Exactly, and you have a lot of people in diaspora here who are looking for change in the first instance. Now, how do you hope to immobilize them to actually join the force?
The hope begins here. The hope begins here because our people are in revolution. Revolutions are always about the people. And when people choose to get anything from any system, they get it. So my hope is that it is to learn to stop the little squabbles between ourselves and then focus on, the real important things, which is being able to come together to form a strong force and then march on, to get freedom. There are people who keep saying that freedom is never free. You would understand. Yeah, it is a hard thing to get through and to crack. But I think I know the spirit, we are capable of doing it.
So are you hopeful right now to actually make change?
Very, very hopeful. You always have to be because without hope, what else do we have? We have to hope that, the best is still ahead.
Hail this land of glory, we the Amazonians, special loyalty. Praise the soul of Savior who granted us the freedom and led us to the hero who won the land with Yahweh. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in the nations, flowing with testimony. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation and joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our needs, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of this nation. Amazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our needs, and your your children shall be like the stars above. You must, my God, be the watchman of this nation.
A minute's silence was observed to remember the fallen heroes, with Honorable WIRBAA laying down the wreath and lighting a candle in their honor. Honorable WIRBAA then addressed the audience by saying there was a disconnection from the diaspora and the people back home, and asked the question, what can be done to take things forward?
We are back there again. And I'm going to begin with a kiss to the dead. I will explain to you just a little while later. It is to those who have given their lives to free their nation that we owe all honor and respect. It is to those who stand and die for their country that we owe even our own lives. It is to those who fight for freedom that anybody anywhere in the world can live in a free country. It is to the dead of our nation that we give this humble presence and vow that your blood that has flown like a river will never, ever go for nothing. And we vow that by your blood, everything and everyone who cannot hold on to the fight for our freedom, your blood will sweep them out of the way so that the willing can carry and do justice to your blood by giving us a free state. Amen. Thank you very much. We're going to do something. If I am here today, it has been to honor a lot of people who have done so much for us as sacrifices in this struggle. And I would like us to first of all begin by congratulating the SCNC. This is the organization to whom some of us, I don't know about anybody else, I always talk for myself first, we owe the SCNC everything and thanks for holding the flame of hope through the decades and bringing us here today. I remember attending the first ever meeting of the SCNC with all of these old men sitting in a hall in Cow Street. And immediately they are about to start, they threw me out. This is serious business. What's a boy doing here? So I was pushed out. And until my own father came and then said, "Where is my son?" And the other person said, "No, we don't know him." He said, "No, I saw him come here." They said, "Oh, that little boy, no, he's not supposed to be here." So he said, "No, look for him." It was in Boya. So they came out. I was just hanging nearby. And they took me in. And Pandi asked me, "Why would you come to a meeting like this?" And I said, "I come because, as you people have described, everybody here is an old man. And I think every old man should leave somebody behind to continue the work." This was more than 30 years ago. And I came here to honor the SCNC first, to honor the people who have laid their blood struggling second, and thirdly, to say something to the people who want freedom for our nation. So, we are going to light a candle to the SCNC. And just to say, it is this little flame that has brought us here. Because at the time they used to talk about the SCNC, people used to hide. I remember how much these old men were mocked. You know, people have spent all their lives, you were working for the government, you've enjoyed everything, go on retirement and start saying SCNC, we need a free country. What do we need a free country for? And all of a sudden, they hold this flame with faith and hope, and we are here today. So we thank them. We thank the SCNC very, very much. You may sit down, ladies and gentlemen. There is a saying that there is nothing, and I repeat, nothing in the human experience that can succeed without basing its foundation on one thing, and that thing is the truth. Do you agree with me? Yes. Good. I am taking this as a solemn oath that today the people in the homeland who have been standing and fighting and dying will hear certain truths about you in the diaspora. Yes. I am not sorry. I am not afraid of you. I face the tiger and the lion live, so I do not shy away from paper tigers hiding behind computers and their wives' skirts. So I'm going to begin by explaining to you why I carried this jealously. I moved around all of the southern Cameroonian territory after the crisis and the declaration of war on our people on October 1st, 2017. On this bag on which I put my hand, being a traditional native African pagan, everywhere where a hero fell, we took a bit of his soil on which he lay and put in this bag. And I have gone around with it. I hold it close to my heart. Some days I have to be sure that nothing will go wrong with me, and as I find a lot of things have gone wrong with you people, because I have to keep reminding myself, from the coast to the savannas of Dongamadu, we did the pickings, and I carry it with me. That is why I first bowed down to kiss it, to say, this is amber soil in which WIRBAA will be buried. I go around with it in the name of those people. I go around with it as a reminder that we need a free country, while you focus on creating imaginary structures abroad and fighting and killing yourselves over it. I'm sorry for you. The basis of all good things is the truth. And I put my hand here to say, we will begin with the Bible. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. You will hear that truth today. If you want freedom, set your foundation on the truth. Three things cannot be hidden for too long: the truth, the sun, and the moon. You cannot hide it for too long. It will come out somewhere. And in my cultural religion and belief, my grandfather put it this way: if you pile the heaviest stones in the biggest pot in the world and cooked it with the biggest fires in the world, the stone will cook and turn to water while the truth is not yet warm. So the truth is usually very cold. And when you face the cold truth, you get to where you want to go. The first piece of truth is what I want to send to the oppressors and the killers of our people. I now refer to them as the evil republic. We have seen your contempt for us. We have seen your profound hate for our people. We have seen your endless evil done to our people. We have seen your project to exterminate our people. Your hatred has been demonstrated in burning down villages, killing women and children, some babies, slaughtering people like animals to prove that we count for nothing. We cannot give count to it. The people of La République du Cameroon, I can now properly tell you and let you know that your hatred for us, which you have demonstrated through your actions, leaves us with only one path: the path to a free, independent state of Ambazonia. We have seen the amount of our blood they have sucked. And we are here today to say, if you can take 2 million of us, we will still have several other million left. We are ready to give it to you, if only that you are taking will give us the freedom we want. Because freedom is never free, and the price of freedom is always, everywhere, human blood. From today, we will never again, as revolutionaries, refer to their head of state as president. Because even in consultation with our own gods, when you call somebody by the wrong name, God does not know how to look at that person. So he has now become our supreme killer. He has now become the bringer of death. I can say this to you as a living witness because I have stood there and seen people crushed, their bones broken. I have carried some in my bare hands. And that is why when I step out here, listen to you people, hear what you are doing and saying, I feel sorry for their blood. You do not know what is happening to your people. The sooner you know, it will be the better for us and for everybody. In speaking truth, you will agree with me, I have spoken truth to power at the peril of my own life. And in speaking truth to you, I will not mince my words. We had a revolution we started at home in the year 2016. University students, teachers, lawyers, everybody, the market people, they got up and they said, we have had enough. And to take the bull by the horns, I took a chance on the floor of Parliament to say, no, somebody has to say it. Do whatever you want. Somebody has to say it the way it is. Then, in your usual style, and as I have discovered, I'm sorry to say this because sometimes when I say it, a lot of my companions are very angry. What makes you, the diaspora, very unique is just one thing. You are total disconnect to the feeling and the suffering that is going on at home. There is a disconnect to what's going on at home. You watch these people killed and you just think maybe it's one of those things, it's a movie. And you just go on. Those are real people. Those are real people's children. Those are people dying. And you cannot afford to be indifferent. I did some research on you because I've been sitting quiet and everybody, oh, he's come here. He's doing nothing. He's not saying anything. Because according to you, the hunters from where you were born, they go to hunt with a horn. Then they must be cowards because once they blow it, the animals run. The noise that has been emanating from the diaspora is part of what is ruining your revolution. Do you doubt it? No. Do you doubt it? No. And then I asked myself, why are you people like this? Then I started imagining, how do people behave as if they were born by one person? Now, then I'm asking other questions, and I realize you people are united in one thing. You have, not at all, you don't even know about Boya. You can talk about it. We who know will tell you how long it can take to get to Boya. And we realize you come out here, you are just unique in one thing. The disconnect, one, your lack of feeling, and then where you all unite is that since you left us home, to be cooking our fufu, kwakuku Bible, and drinking matutu, you presume that everybody who flew in a plane out of that country is better than the rest of us. That is the presumption that has ruined this revolution. That is the truth. Because I keep asking the same question. Your people start a revolution on the ground, and the diaspora cannot come in to ask them the question, what can we do for you to take this forward? You call meetings left, right, and center, gather people. Oh, the majority has decided that we should form a government. The original sin of this revolution was the formation of that thing you call a government. Wherever you do your research, my fellow Amber brothers and sisters, I do not know because I base all my research on what scientists call empirical evidence. It has to be scientific. The homeland starts a revolution. What the diaspora does is ask the questions. And you are also united in one thing. You cannot listen. You cannot listen. That was your capital error, number one. Why am I saying this? My dear Amber people, do you want freedom?
Yes. We want freedom, Baba. Yes.
Just your voice doesn't convince me. Yes. Do you want freedom? Yes. Set the foundation of freedom on what? The truth. My reason for saying it was wrong was simple. How can we, when you start a fight, you want freedom for your people, and the first group of people you move in are administrators, you have lost. You have lost. Because what you need is people who stand and fight. I want to give an example. If you call somebody, like I have heard you addressing my junior brother here, whom I love very much, His Excellency. If we now say the battle is on and we need to recruit 10,000 people from the diaspora, who will come? You see where you end? Now, how can you ask His Excellency to hold a stick and run in the forest? So you made a huge mistake, which hurts till today, because if we are missing this revolution and lots of gamblers have now moved in and confused the whole thing, it is because we did not set a foundation on truth. How did you lie to the people? You lied to them by saying that you had taken back your country, which had been stolen. It was a lie. You have not taken it. If you have taken back that country, why are those children fighting and being killed? Why are those young men fighting and dying in the bushes? This is the rainy season. They are lying under trees in the rain. They are lying in caves. And you tell me you want freedom? I learned something in school. There's a difference between wishes and wants. When you want something, you go for it. When you wish it, if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, you are fine. It's a shame. And you now make all of these mistakes. Why? Because you have first presumed that you know everything. And that those of us who left back home know nothing. I would want to reassure you, if there is anything you beat us in, it is that you would definitely have more pounds in your account, more dollars, and more whatever. But if it came to brain power, I can bet you, if you came to Amberland and saw what those people can do, where would we be without those young men who have stood up to say we will better die than live as slaves? Where would we be? And you cannot put your energy to thank them. It's a shame. So, Mr. and Mrs. Diaspora, I am here for you to hear the truth. You did not set your foundation on truth. I tell people this sometimes and they laugh, that everybody has a right to their dreams. But if you dream that you bought a private car and that car was an helicopter, you are now flying above all of us and proving that you are not running on the road in a dream. And then get up in the morning and run to the window. Where is it? Where is it? Then go and hold your neighbor in a fight. You have taken my helicopter. You are a madman. You are a madman. They are dreams. There is nothing. There is no power anywhere. And if all you can invent out here is to imitate our oppressors, because they are crazy for titles. My name is WIRBAA. I hate titles because I've seen what they have done to people in Cameroon. I was a professional teacher, and I saw how people could use titles. Some young man who meets you, maybe children you even taught in school, because of the corruption, they make him your principal. And the guy sits on top of that table and says, bring the minute book and read it here. And I'm saying, hey, did I? You know? And he says, is your boss talking? All right. Then I get out here. There are people who call me. The minister wants to talk to you, and I say, oh my God, I'm dead. And I asked one. They told me, was it supposed to be some foreign minister? And I said, That must be the person who replaced Boris Johnson, right? No, I mean our minister said, my God, I'm dead. I'm dead. What is this? You have a freedom struggle for which people are dying in their thousands, and you are clowning and pretending. Every pretender is a loser. Go to history. You people are fighting over kinship. They take your brother and put up there. Then you now run to the next village and say, the king is here. It is a lie. It is a lie. We revolutionaries put the people first before considering what happens to us. Yes. Politicians put themselves first, and the people is never second, last. I have been in politics for 30 years. It is because I found I found it impossible to continue in this operation where people look at me like some piece of rock. And I said it was now time to graduate to the next level. Revolutionaries use themselves by taking risks on behalf of their people. Politicians simply use the people at no risk to serve themselves. You have to know this difference. Why revolutionaries fight and die, politicians ask people to fight and die on their behalf. That's how it is. You have to draw the line. If you don't learn this, you have to draw the line. Revolutionaries teach people to know their power to liberate themselves. Politicians teach people, depend on me. If I don't go there and talk, you will never have a job. If I don't go there and do this, you will never do this. They teach people to depend on them. So what I'm simply saying is, if our revolution is to go anywhere, this revolution has to be taken back to the people and they run it how they think fit. Now I challenge them. You restored our independence. If you believe it, I hope you have restored the Tiku airport because I would like to go home. I hope you have restored the Yoke Power plant so that our people can have electricity. What is all this? And I find learned people just sitting, taking decisions that mean nothing. When you now sit there and you say, you know, I gave this example. Your papa one die, leave land, cargo, all thing for una, plus house them. Your neighbor come take up. Your papa a house, Prime Minister's lodge for Buya, now who they inside? Colonial governor. For Baminda, 4 days for who he had. Colonial governor. Then you go and say that, I have taken back those things. Really. And then you say you don't take them. Then go beg na some money backside, bill hurt, they stay there. Instead for gather people say, una can't help me, we take that. My papa cargo where they tiba. Una go sit down for some money backside, for different place, for different country. Then talk say, we don't already take them. We don't take them. What? You want WIRBAA, you want the people in ground zero to believe in illusions. I have written a book called WIRBAA Force, the Force of Truth in Defense of Southern Cameroon. It wasn't for nothing. I can guarantee you that the only reason I am still alive is because in everything I challenge and oppose this evil government of, there wasn't a pint of anything false. Because they themselves went to their ministers and said, what's this we're hearing? Oh, il y avait quelqu'un. Oh, they say, okay, and then you know. So he came. That is how you do it. You have to base everything on the truth. They go take Wunakagu, Massa. Una know the shame diaspora. Una no get conscience. All the learning, everything gone for nothing, just because people are politically avaricious. You thought it was a quick fix. You thought the person who would be on the run would be 1, 2, 3, and not you. And you know why those decisions were taken? Because it gave you the easy option. If you had set up a revolutionary committee for the liberation of the Amazonian people, then you would have been bound to come there and stand with us. So you choose the easier thing. Oh no, it's a government. The president is coming. The cabinet has decided this. Where Papa and Mommy then? My head already big. Una want me big again with shame. Who say I go end? If this revolution fails, where would we be? Where would we be? We people go outside. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Diaspora, people are dying in their thousands. The blood of those people calls that we stand up and do a duty. Why do I seem to be the only one hearing? What is wrong with your ears? What is wrong? You have to sit up. I have made one statement clear. Do you people, the people of Southern Cameroon, the people of Amazonia, do you want freedom? Yes. Do you want a free state? Yes. Can you defend your revolution? Yes. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Let's begin. Can you defend your revolution? Yes. Now we are going to begin with the first revolutionary slogan that we will now take down the road as we march towards freedom. You are going to hear this everywhere. You are going to talk about it everywhere. Because as I learned in South Africa, until you are eating the revolution and drinking the revolution and sleeping the revolution and waking the revolution, you go nowhere. All right. When you hear Amazonia, your response is defend, defend. Did you get me? Yes. Amazonia. Defend, defend. Amazonia. Defend, defend. Very good. Amazonia next. Defend the revolution. Defend the revolution. The second one. Defend the revolution. Amazonia. Defend the revolution. Amazonia. Defend the revolution. And then lastly, Amazonia. Defend the revolution and set your people free. Defend the revolution and set your people free. Amazonia. Defend the revolution and set your people free. So let's begin from the beginning. Amazonia. Defend, defend. Amazonia. Defend the revolution. Amazonia. Defend the revolution and set your people free. Are you ready? Yes. Let's go on. You can sit down. I'm beginning to believe. I'm beginning to believe. Now, one of the checklists we are going to check the politicians in the diaspora on is going. Now, where we are going to check the politicians, when I took the move on the parliamentary floor, I heard the outcry from abroad. The rest of the SDF MPs should have joined him. Why did you abandon WIRBAA? Why? And I listened. And I said, you don't know what you are talking about. Now, you have people in the government party who have been loyal to that system for over 50 years. They are eating from it. They elevated slaves. They are enjoying from it. And you turn around and say, why can't they resign? They should quit. They should do this or that. Just look at the loyalties you have created only in 2 years. You are ready to die for it. You are ready to die. Is it reasonable? The political loyalties you have created in the diaspora, you are fighting and ready to die. So we are going to check you out. We will check you out simply. This is now a revolutionary message. It is not a political message. Let's see whether you can stand with WIRBAA and the people on the ground struggling, fighting to win a free country for you. I'm sure you are going to begin the political debate. But I warn you before you begin, revolutions are never played with. I will advise every single politician and his followers in the diaspora, before you jump like a dying cricket on Facebook and start screaming at WIRBAA, stop, listen, and think. Use your head. Revolutions are not a quick fix. All the dreams of flying a helicopter, na bolo bolo. There is nothing anywhere. We have a hard fight ahead of us, and we need to do it. One of the things to do for us now is to begin the process of how can we make the revolution work? How can we make the revolution work? The sole engine in revolutions that make it work is one word: organization. Yes. Organization. That is the foundation of every revolution. I would like to suggest that if we are now ready to do the freedom stretch, to blaze the trail to our own freedom, then we must begin the organization immediately we are leaving this hall, and immediately the people down in ground 0 and ground 1 are taking this message so that we can rekindle their hope, so that we can keep them strong, so that we can keep them running, so that we can keep them standing up and defending our homeland. That is how it is done. And if we do that organization, then we should then change the tactics. Instead of saying, the department of this has now decided that this is what is going to happen here, it is going to be a message home. What do we do about the refugees? They give you a report. What do we do about the displaced? They give one. What do we do about X? And then we do what? You begin. That is the process. Now, I have a proposal to make. In most revolutions that have succeeded in most countries, organization has been key. And one of the best examples is what we should be able to follow. When you organize from the level of the grassroots, you give the revolution back to the people rather than to a superstructure that presumes it can guide people to get somewhere. Because revolutions are 1, about the people, 2, about the people, and 3, about the people. It is never about leaders. Leaders come and go. The one thing that remains for any nation is what? The people. The people. So I would suggest that from ground 0 to the diaspora, we begin the process of organizing the revolution. How do you do it? Village by village, back home in the homeland, set up your revolutionary committees. Village by village, set up your revolutionary committees. And I will say, set them up, my heroes in the homeland, set them up the best way we know. Sometimes we write the names of members of meetings with our eyes. You don't need a record because the enemy is talking. And the person you sit with and write them could actually use it to make his wealth over your dead body. So we will take care of that. Now, if we begin organizing from the grassroots, then we now move. If every single village has a committee for liberation, then we move to the next level. Every council area has one, where the villages come and choose people. Then every county has one, so that we would then chain it up with the county by county process and just have something rolling down the hill. You call it a revolution because it comes to wash away the old and replace it with the new. And there is no way you can do it without organizing. And to make the spread proper, this is what we have learned from other countries. To make the spread proper, you make it in 3 arms. The women's arm, the men's arm, and the youth arm. So that you spread the power, they share it. You don't have a super structure sitting there and saying, we will tell you this. The youth wing leader is planning a meeting. The women's leader is planning this. The men's leader is planning the other thing. Because revolutions work because of the people. And when the people want anything, they get it. Let's take the revolution back to the people. 2, out in the diaspora, the main thing you are going to do is to now look at all the countries and the cities in which you live. And you begin town by town, city by city, just begin to set them up. Because if there are only 5 people in a certain town, a committee doesn't need to be a crowd. You set it up. That is where to begin. That is how revolutions work. If the people who were making the mistake, assuming that superstructures will help a revolution, or political structures can do a revolution, we tell them today they simply cannot do it. Professionally, politicians train to fight each other. Because each other is their enemy. Revolutionaries work to fight the enemy. When your focus is the main thing, is the success of your revolution, you do not even worry about who is standing where and who is not going where. You simply just go on because you know that at every step there is somebody coming, there is somebody going. There's somebody coming, there's somebody going. Sing also violently will soon crumble from inside. Under the weight of the blood of our heroes, it will crumble. It's a matter of time. Next, I will want to reassure you, somewhere down the road, I can easily see that we have a chance to bring our dreams to fruition. A free state of Amazonia. How you work to get it depends on you. The one role in my life is, and people hate me for it, I don't make promises. Since 98% of them are never kept. I promise you nothing other than walk the journey with my people. And I commend those who are standing and dying. And I commend those who are dying and struggling in hospitals. And I commend those who are in refugee camps in their hundreds of thousands. Something will happen if we organize our revolution. We can march on. We can get there. We can do it. Amazonia. 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 Thank you very much.